My eyes are green because I eat a lot of vegetables. Alrighty then. So I am back and I'm here to review Madam C. See, I got some nerve singing when my voice be going in and out. My sinuses are like ridiculous. Like, I've taken multiple allergy tests. I don't have allergies, okay? My sinuses are on some whole nother level thing, but whatever. I'm just trying my best to like eat non-inflammatory foods or anti-inflammatory foods, because apparently like that's like what causes like a lot of, I'm just getting older, that's what it is. I'm 29 now. It's all downhill from here. Just kidding, okay? Every day I'm better than the day before. Affirmations. All right, so I have my notes on this mini series that I'm gonna be reviewing, and this is so awkward for me doing reviews. I have to shout out the people who I watch on YouTube who do reviews, because they do it like clockwork, and it is not easy. It's not as simple as you may think it is. So I have, okay, so shout outs to Bondi Blue. She's one of my favorites. Shout outs to My Twisted Life and TV with Poetry. Shout outs to Poetry. Alexander Rogers. Shout outs to Alexander Rogers. He's so funny. Shout outs to, sorry, got some strawberry seeds in my teeth. Shout outs to Random TV Reviews with Stanley and Lynette. Shout outs to y'all. Y'all are so funny. I love y'all energy, bouncing off each other. Perfect. Shout outs to Fords Rocks. Love her. Shout outs to Ashley Miller. Who else? And I like to give an honorable mention to Spilla Boy TV. I don't really watch his channel like that, but I do watch his Pose reviews when Pose is in season. So shout out to all of them. So if you guys are home and you guys are interested in watching like reviews on TV shows and stuff, check them out. Tell them I sent you. They don't know me. Some of them know me, but most of them don't know me. But anyway, so self-made. So I must say this at first, because when I first heard that it was coming out, of course I went to see it. Of course, naturally, Madam C.J. Walker paved the way for me, and like I didn't know much about her. Like prior to me watching this, like I remember being in like the 5th grade making like a paper on her, like a research paper on her, and I just had to do little Googles. 5th grade? Google? I don't think Google was around when I was in 5th grade. I think we were doing Yahoo searches. So maybe 6th grade. Like 6th grade, I definitely did like a research paper on her really quick. Don't ask me what was in the paper. I don't remember. So I really didn't remember much about Madam C.J. Walker at all. So I was looking forward to watching this movie. So then when I watched it, I was like, wow. Oh. Then I watched a lot of people do reviews on it, and I'm like, oh, there was a lot of misinformation in this, huh? Okay. So let me just hop into my review, okay? So it started off in 1908 in St. Louis, Missouri. And they kept showing her in like a boxing ring, and it was very like metaphoric or figurative, I guess. She's like fighting all odds, you know, being this black woman, dark skinned, heavy set, kinky hair, back in the early 1900s. Excuse me. And and I really like the quote that they started off the movie with, pretty much. Hair is beauty, hair is emotion, hair is our heritage. Hair tells us who we are, where we've been, and where we're going. Hair is power. And I'm like, yes, let it be known, because a lot of people feel like hair is like so frivolous or is so insignificant. But no. Hair, especially when it comes to black women, especially, hair means so much. But even outside of black women, women in general, hair is so meaningful. It has so much to do with our femininity. It's a symbol of that. So knock it off. Talking about hair is not important. It's important. Okay? My first book is called More Than a Hair Journey for a reason. Okay? it's not just about the hair. Like, hair represents so much. Anyway, so Madam C.J. Walker, before she became Madam C.J. Walker, she was Sarah Breedlove, and she was balding, and she was in an abusive marriage. And Addie, who's a mixed race woman, she came knocking on her door with some hair grower product that she wanted to sell her. She ended up becoming somewhat of, I mean, it appeared to me that she became somewhat of a mentor to her, or she was just, maybe she just became her hairstylist. Oh, well, she definitely hired Sarah to be her laundry woman. Yeah, so Addie, she had her own hair grower, and she was selling that door to door, and she sold it to Sarah. Sarah grew her hair back out. She got her confidence back. She left her husband, got a new man, CJ Walker, and she was just so grateful to Addie for selling her this hair product and using that hair product on her, because she was able to get her self-esteem back, essentially. So she wanted to help Addie sell the product. She wanted to be one of her saleswomen. Addie said, no, not having it. It's okay. Just wash my clothes, sis. Just wash my clothes. So Sarah's like, nah, like, I'm gonna sell this hair grower. I'm passionate about this. So she went out, and she was a really, really good saleswoman. She had that gift of gab, which is what you need when you're a salesperson. You can sell toilet water if you have the gift of gab. Anyway, but she was being transparent and honest. So it's not like she was conning anybody. She was being very honest, saying, you know what, like, I was down and out. This hair grower helped me grow my hair back and helped me find myself again. And a lot of women were like, yeah, I want one. So they all bought it, and then Sarah went to Addie and was like, hey, I sold all of these hair growers, here's your money. Like, I want to prove to you that I'm a good saleswoman. You should have me. Addie's like, you stole my product? How dare you? You're my laundry woman. What do you think you're doing? But Sarah's like, oh, but do you see how much money I made? Like, I did a good job. Addie was like, I don't want to hear none of that, okay? You don't look like this. And by this, I mean mulatto, as they used to say back in the day. Long wavy hair, whatever. She's like, you know, women who look like you want to buy things from women who look like me, even if they know they could never look like me. That was a word. Even though that was, ooh, yikes, harsh and jacked up, it's true, unfortunately. That's why you see in the natural hair industry, I'm only going to refer to the natural hair industry because I'm in the natural hair industry, but really across the board, in general, the go-to look is that light skin curly hair look, because it's ambiguous enough for it to appeal to a mass audience, and just the colorism that was instilled in the black community, that is a more desirable look for men and women. I mean, from like, men desire their women to look like that, and a lot of women wish they look like that. That might be controversial to say. You can sign off in the comments below. So Sarah was like, word, say less. She gave her little money or whatever, went home, and was like, all right, I'm gonna make my own hair grower. So she's growing her she's making her little products and stuff, and she's selling it, and she's making a little buzz. So Addie finds out that Sarah's making some money making hair growers, and at the time, was it like clear that it works better than Addie's? I don't remember. So Addie pulled up at Sarah's front door talking about, I heard that you're making your own hair grower. Like, what's up with that, sis? You know, you can't compete with me. You can't compete with me. Sarah's like, let's see. CJ, Sarah's husband, he was an ad person. Like, he made ads for newspapers and stuff. So he was in the business. Sorry if I have green all over my mouth, my teeth, and my tongue. Just take me as I am. So CJ and Sarah are working together for this business. Madam CJ Walker, hair grower, or whatever the product was called. They find out that because of some financial situation going on in Indianapolis, black people were moving out there. So they thought that, well, Sarah thought that would be a really good idea for them to move to Indianapolis to grow their business, because she felt that if she stayed in St. Louis, she would be under Addie's thumb. Like, she would just be one step underneath Addie. So she wanted to be out. CJ was like, no, we're not moving. But eventually he gave in and moved, and they moved. Sarah has a daughter named Lelia. Lelia, she was kind of like, played by Tiffany Haddish. She was kind of the type of woman who's just kind of like, not really ambitious. She's kind of like messing around here and there. Sarah's like, you need to find somebody you can settle down with. I don't like your little boyfriend right now. Like, he's not gonna like help you advance in life. She ends up marrying him because at least they would look more respectable that way. So they all up and move to Indianapolis, and then they start, you know, making a name for themselves out in Indianapolis. All of a sudden, we hear Addie's in town. She's opening up a salon in Indianapolis. We're like, what? Like, why would she move out to Indianapolis? Damn, she must have it for Sarah. Like, why would you go across the country? Anyway, at this point, Madam C.J. Walker was still more successful than Addie, because Madam C.J. Walker, her story was inspiring, and that's her story alone was able to get people to buy products and to get people to work for her. So she was able to get her employees and get her customers that way. And they had an in-house salon, so they would sell their products and do hair inside of their house where they lived, until Lilia's husband, his negligence caused a fire in the kitchen, and that was a major setback. So instead of investing, well, obviously she repaired the house, right? But instead of investing in a salon like most people probably would have, she decided to invest in a factory. So she's trying to get, you know, level up even further above Addie. But I don't think it was really about Addie. I think it was just about her ambition. But she didn't have enough capital for that, so she was trying to get investors. She even looked towards Booker T. Washington to get investors, but apparently he was pretty sexist, and he didn't want to support female entrepreneurship, which is what obviously Madam C.J. Walker was trying to promote. So he curbed her, but his wife was supportive of her, and his wife and her friends all pitched in for her to get the factory. Madam C.J. Walker, her plan was to expand into different cities. Like, she wanted to go to Chicago, she wanted to go to Harlem. Those are the only two cities that I recall, but she wanted to go to a few different cities to open up salons. Lilia's husband, I forgot his name, but he was really, I felt like he was resentful of the fact that he was, you know, being supported by his wife's mom. He wanted to open up a juke, what they call it? I forgot the term they kept using, but he wants to open up a bar, basically. I forgot a juke joint? Is that the word? He wants to open up a juke joint, I think. And nothing was coming of that. He also noticed his wife was spending a lot of time with one of Madam C.J. Walker's employees. They were very flirty to women. They were a little flirty, and I don't know if he knew that they were interested in each other romantically, or if he just thought that she just wasn't paying him any attention. I don't know, but either way, he was resentful, and he went to Addie, and he was working for Addie. So Addie was paying him on the low to spill the tea, and I believe he told Addie that Sarah was going to be expanding. So Addie in turn manipulates Sarah's saleswomen, and she poaches them or whatever. So while Sarah is trying to get her top saleswoman back, she pulls up on her like says, open up your door, I gotta talk to you. Like, I don't need you working for Addie, I need you working for me, sis. Open this door. Behind the door, CJ is sleeping with her. I forgot her name. Yes, CJ was cheating on, yes, CJ cheated on Sarah with her top employee. Now, that wasn't out of the blue. No, in the beginning, it was more like a partnership. You know, they both were ambitious people. However, Sarah, she kept putting the business above her marriage. And in a lot of ways, she was emasculating CJ. She wouldn't accept his help. She wouldn't accept his suggestions. She wouldn't take his advice. There became a point where Sarah just wasn't even listening to him. And mind you, that girl who he ended up cheating on her with, she was, listen, she was dangling her panties in his face practically the whole time. And he was like, nah, chill. Like, okay, like, I'm gonna keep playing it professional. Until he just had enough. What was the straw that broke the camel's back? I forgot what the straw that broke the camel's back was, but Sarah was really being disrespectful. I think she forgot that she was a wife, and at the end of the day, I believe when you're in a marriage, your spouse comes first. Yeah. Busted. Sarah catches them. I don't know why he didn't hide under the bed. I don't know. Like, that was like dumb for me. Like, he tried to get dressed. Like, you look mad disheveled, bro. Like, what were you doing? So they physically break up at this point. Although they physically break up, they don't legally break up, and Sarah is really reluctant to legally break up with him because that means she will no longer be Madam CJ Walker, and his new wife will technically be Madam CJ Walker, and she wanted that name. Obviously, she established herself with that name. Of course, she wants to keep that name. So she's been like dodging CJ, not trying to sign those papers. And she sends Lelia to Harlem to open up the shop in Harlem. So Lelia is in Harlem with her little boo. You know, they're having fun in Harlem. I'm pretty sure Harlem was probably a lot more accepting of gays and stuff. I'm like 100% sure. Like, even to this day, not necessarily Harlem, but Manhattan, like the Village, and it was very like gay oriented, especially back in the day, and even today. Like, I love to go to the Village because like it's really artsy and like fun. Also, Lilia's girlfriend, I believe, put that little bug in her ear that, oh yeah, like, you know, Harlem is more open for us. I believe Lilia's girlfriend was saying that, and so she was happy to have to go to Harlem to open up this salon. Sarah randomly gets sick. The doctor told her that her kidneys are failing. You need to go vegetarian, and you need to take a break from business, and you need to take breaks often because you're sick. Like, you're really sick. You're dying. And Sarah was like, she didn't want to hear it, and which is really unfortunate because I believe that she would have been able to turn her health around if she took it seriously. She listened to him and probably did change up her diet like necessary and take breaks, but she was too ambitious, and she was like, no, like, I need to build this business as much as I can. Sarah walks in on her daughter Lelia kissing her little girlfriend. She's like, what's going on with you? Oh, I should backtrack. Was it CJ's father who told Lelia that her husband was, you know, tipping off Addie? I think so. Lelia ended up divorcing her husband. She actually packed his bags and delivered them to him. Lelia was actually really happy about that because she felt that she could finally be free to be herself. So back in Harlem, yes, Sarah walked in on Lelia and her girlfriend. Sarah's like, listen, like, I need you to be with a man and have a baby so that this business has somewhere to go after I'm gone. And she's like, don't worry about that, like, whatever, mommy. And she's like, listen, I'm dying. Listen, girl, I'm dying, and I need you to produce an heir for me. So Lelia ends up leaving her girlfriend. She tries to go on different dates with guys, and she's just not happy. Eventually, Sarah sees it. She sees her daughter's not happy, so she gives her her blessing to go and do a little thing with women if that's what she really want to do. She was reluctant, but at the end of the day, she wants her daughter to be happy. CJ, he's trying to get a divorce. His little girlfriend, the girl who he cheated on Sarah with, is pressuring him to get the divorce. They want to go in business together. Sarah refuses to sign the papers. He's frustrated. He ends up going to Addie and spills some tea to Addie. He tells Addie that Sarah stole her formula for her hair grower. So Addie comes up, Addie finds Sarah, said, listen, my lawyers are coming for you. I know you stole the formula for my hair grower. Sarah's all guilty, and she even admits to it. And I'm like, what? Madam C.J. Walker stole her formula? I'll get back to that later on. She admits to it, but then she says, but listen, I stole your formula, but I made it better. And that's why I'm as successful as I am today. When it really wasn't just that. It was also her sales savvy, her perseverance, her persistence, her story, and her gift of gab. So Sarah, she wants to expand further. She wants to get her products in stores. And if she gets her product in stores, obviously she'll make way more money. But that means that her saleswomen will lose their jobs. So her staff are protesting. They're like, listen, we don't want you to do this. We're going to be out of jobs. If people can go to stores and buy your product, there'll be no need for us. So eventually Sarah's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to pull out of that deal. I'm not going to put my product in the stores so you guys can still have your jobs. Because at the end of the day, like, I love y'all. I'm for the people. I'm for female entrepreneurship. That's what you guys are. I'm going to support you. I'm not going to put my product in stores. Yay, yay, yay. And pretty much that's it. That's pretty much how the movie ended. Now, they did give a little write-ups on like what happened to each person later on, and it shows that CJ and the other woman, they ended up going into business together for a little bit, but the business ended as well as their relationship. Like the president, I believe. Oh, I also did not mention the character Ransom. He became the CEO. Bill Bellamy was also in there. He played Ransom's brother. He ended up getting hung. Madam C.J. Walker, the company, ended up, you know, lasting for decades. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sure I left stuff out. If I left out anything, drop a comment below. But yeah, I felt really inspired, and I was just like, yes, I just felt happy to learn stuff about Madam C.J. Walker after I finished watching that, because that's a name you always hear, but you don't really know much about her. All you know is that, you know, she made innovations when it comes to relaxers and hot combs and stuff. I understand how it works when it comes to movies. I understand that even in biopics and things like that, there's dramatizations to make it entertaining. I get that. But I felt like this movie in particular has certain things and certain aspects to it that would really taint your image of Madam C.J. Walker. For instance, the number one thing was that in the movie, in the miniseries, it showed that Sarah stole Addie's formula for her hair growth products. But the reality is that she didn't steal anything. So why do they choose to depict that in the story? Why do they do that? It just makes you look at, I don't know, I just feel like that taints the legacy of Madam C.J. Walker by making her appear to have stolen her formula, when the reality was the formula that she used apparently was like a very commonly used formula. You know, when it comes to a lot of beauty products and hair products, a lot of the times people use the same exact stuff, they just market it differently. And that was the case here. But I think that, like, why would they make her look like she stole the product? Why they do that? And Addie, she's a fictional character, but she was based off of a woman named Annie. I was hearing mixed things about her in real life. Some said that she was indeed mulatto, some said that she wasn't. But she wasn't the first to have that hair grower either. I did hear that she was, you know, pretty much the same complexion as Madam C.J. Walker and things, so that colorism was definitely something they added to the story, which I don't see a problem with. I think that's definitely, you know, a good storyline to add into it for entertainment. And to give us an idea of history. And even though that might not have been Madam C.J. Walker's plight of with, you know, competing against a light-skinned woman, that might not have been her plight, but the reality is, you know, a lot of people do indeed want more of a mixed look when it comes to promoting products and things. So I think that was important to add to the story, whether or not that was true. Lilia, they painted her out to be a lesbian. I guess in real life she could have possibly been a lesbian. Leave me a comment below if you guys have any facts on the things I'm talking about, because I would love the facts. But apparently she had, after she left that husband who was traitorous, she married 2 more times to men. That doesn't necessarily say she wasn't a lesbian. She could have very well have been a lesbian still. But in the movie, Sarah gave her blessing to date women. But I mean, I guess, you know, gay marriage still wasn't legal at the time, so I guess she probably did have her beards. There were other things that I heard that was untrue. For instance, her encounters with Booker T. Washington, I heard that wasn't true. But either way, I'm just really curious as to why they wanted to paint it out that she stole her formula. I really don't like that. But all in all, I enjoyed the movie. Tiffany Haddish. Now, I love Tiffany Haddish. I do. I think she's funny. I do. She's funny to me. And her last special, her last stand-up special on Netflix had me laughing out loud, literally. I think she's funny. A lot of people think she's not funny. Okay, I think she's funny. I'll be the one to defend her. I think she's funny. And I just wish that she would have been more contemporaneous in the movie. Like, she was very modernish. Like, she was like, she had a South Central accent. Like, why is your accent like your normal accent? Why she didn't change it? Everybody else changed the accent. Blair Underwood changed his accent. Octavia Spencer changed his accent. Why didn't Tiffany Haddish change her accent? That annoyed me whenever she spoke. Oh, my hair's falling out. That means I'm talking too long. Let me get off it. Let me get off of this. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more content. Follow me on Instagram at Keisha Charmaine. Love, light, and locks. Stay safe and well, guys. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and remember to subscribe. You can always visit www.keishacharmaine.com for hair growth products, hair accessories, and more. But don't leave just yet. Check out my featured video and my latest video.